The Full Circle with DC. And a very, very, very good day, everybody. My name is DC, host of The Full Circle. Thank you so much for listening. And today, I am so proud to announce this. I'm so happy, so excited. You've heard his words of wisdom for so long, and it is an absolute honour, an absolute pleasure to have him on the air. His name is Abid Mushtaq. Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you so much, DC, for letting me be on the show. It's an absolute honor to finally be live on the podcast. I can't believe it. It's taken a long time to get here. Yeah, amazing. I'm so excited.
It's taken a very long time. Thanks so much for coming on. You did come on briefly with the main man, Charles Whitehead. Boom, 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 boom. Probably never listened, but anyway, it's fine. Do you remember that show?
I briefly remember. I remember that there was a phone call that we were on the show. I can't remember what we talked about though, if you can remember.
Yeah, do you know what? I can't really remember. If anyone finds the show, they can have a look themselves, and maybe they can remind us. Maybe that's a little tease to maybe get them to listen to it back on Facebook. If anyone's friends of us on Facebook, you can watch that show. I'm sure it's somewhere there in the ethos. So Abid is very kindly giving up his time to join us on the Full Circle today. Abid, I mean, let's just begin by saying how we know each other. I mean, we've known each other since secondary school, year 7. It's been 2003. It would have been, so over 20 years we've known each other for. And what's your do you have any core memories or any any things that come to your mind during our friendship together?
Like you said, it's been a very long time. 2003. So we're talking almost 22 years. It would have been September in year 7 and Mr. McAllister's class. Core memories, there's a lot that went on in school. Probably won't delve into too many details. I think our France trip was a highlight of school in year 8. That was probably one of the highlights. There was some there was some banter we had. We were teenagers at the end of the day, so we did quite a few dumb things, but overall, it's been an absolute pleasure knowing you for the best part of 22 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a long time, isn't it? That's flown by. And look, I do want to say, you know, we were actually, I would say, for teenagers, pretty well behaved. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. We weren't off the rails at all. You know, if anything, I was like the most boring teenager there was. Well, boring's probably not the right word, but the most quiet. I was pretty quiet, I'd say. I didn't do anything too outrageous. There were some key moments I'm sure you can remember of me just being a bit wild.
Yeah. No, definitely. I definitely remember some things, and it's been absolutely incredible just to have this friendship for going on for so long. So we knew each other from school, and after school we both went to uni. I mean, do you want to share about your uni experiences?
Yeah, so I did a 3-year degree in Aston Uni. I did biomedical sciences. So that was between 2010 and 2013. And then after that, I went to Valencia in Spain to do dentistry. So I was away from the UK for pretty much 5 years, but we still managed to see each other during the summer holidays, Christmas holidays. We always made sure we had our quarterly Nando's meetup with the rest of the boys as well. And uni abroad was great. I mean, I look back on it now, and you think, wow, I spent 5 years in Spain and I came back to go live in Coventry, which is where I'm still today. So if I could use that time again more wisely, then I probably would have.
Yeah, fair. And actually, I'm sure you remember, we came to visit you in Valencia. Me and my colleagues, we went to Valencia. We had a great time, didn't we? We went out, I think, 2 nights in a row, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah, there was a couple of places I told you to go to. We went out on both of those nights, and that was great. I'm so glad you came over, and you got to experience a little bit of my world out in Spain.
And yeah, we actually went to visit you in Valencia, and we went out a few times together for 2 nights in a row when we went there, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, you guys came over, I think, with some of your work colleagues, and it was in my 4th year of uni, and we went out to a couple of places, a couple of my recommendations where I used to frequent, you would say. And yeah, it was great. Absolutely amazing that you managed to take out the time to come to Valencia, see a little bit of my world that I had in Spain.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed that time in Valencia. Couple of days there, and obviously you were there for years, and you've got a lot of stories to share from that, I'm sure. Maybe not on this show, maybe they could DM you and hit you up, and maybe you can share some stories that are acceptable. I'm sure you were very well behaved though. If Mummy and Daddy Mushtaq are listening, Abid was very well behaved in Valencia, I'm sure.
I mean, I passed the degree, didn't I? I'm a dentist today, so I must have been pretty good, right?
Dr. Mushtaq for you. Dr. Mushtaq, looking after your teeth. If you are in the Coventry area, free advertising, by the way, if you're in the Coventry area and you need your teeth sorted, Dr. Mushtaq, he's your man. If he can't fix your teeth, no one else can. Do you like that? Man?
I like that. I like that, DC, a lot. That's amazing.
On the fly right there. Poet, and I do very well know it. Right, let's begin. So Abid has formulated his own full circle. Incredible. And I can't wait to hear it. And I hope you enjoy the selection he's made. So Abid, do you want to start with the first song?
So the first song that I've selected is because very soon I'm about to travel to Tokyo, and things like planes, they excite me a little bit. I'm quite interested in aeroplanes and things like that. So one of my old school classic songs that I really love is Foo Fighters' Learn to Fly. And I don't know if anyone's seen the music video, but it's a great music video. It probably doesn't represent flight or flying at all, but it's great. So that's my first song.
Yeah, I remember that music video. Lots of Dave Grohl playing lots of different characters, but I swear Tenacious D were on there as well. Do you remember?
I remember. I think they were part of the cabin crew.
Yes. Yeah, or maybe they're passengers. But anyway, they're a really fun video, really good song choice. So that's incredible. So Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly, the first song on the full circle. Okay, I think we should go straight to a feature. I mean, I don't want anyone to think we're not teasing it, because it is going to happen. We will be hearing Abid's words of wisdom live today. So that will be coming up. You do not want to miss that, because I've not heard it. Abid, have you? I'm assuming, you're full of them. I'm assuming you've got one prepared for us, for the Full Circle Nation, right?
The whole journey down, I was trying to come up with the most wisest of wise words. This is such an important program for me. And to be live on the show, especially, I had to come up with my best one.
Wow, that is bold. That is a big thing to say. This Abid describes this as his best words of wisdom. Wow, I am truly excited. I cannot wait to hear them. But I say I cannot wait. We're going to wait a little bit because we've got to do some features in between. Right, let's start with the classic. Would you rather? So, would you rather, a feature where you got to choose one thing or the other? Some things good, some things not so good. Abid, how are you feeling about Would You Rather?
Pretty excited about it. I do love this feature. It's one of my favorite features. It always has been. And I'd like to say I agree with DC on most of them. I guess that's because we are quite similar in person and personality. We grew up together. So maybe that's got a part to do it, but I do love this feature.
Cool. All right, so 5 questions. Let's go. Some of them are tailored for you. Some of them are a bit more generic, but a lot of them should have some theme to you in some way. Would you rather your cat could speak to you, or would you rather they stayed as they are?
That's a really hard one.
Before you think about it, do you want to let the Full Circle Nation know a little bit about your cat?
So I've got a cat. Her name is Shadow. She's a 7-year-old. We think she's a British short hair mixed with something else. Very cute. We've had her for about 1.5 years. And my life has been so different having the cat now. It's hard to believe that I didn't have a cat. And so would I rather the cat speak to me or be as they are now? I think I would rather they stay the way they are now, because I know if she could speak to me, all she would say is, I'm hungry. And that's it. That's all I would hear non-stop is, I'm hungry, feed me now.
Fair. Yeah, I thought cats could look after themselves though. No, can they do that? Or do you always have to feed them? I don't know.
Cats can generally look after themselves. they'll kind of use the litter tray themselves. And if you've got an automatic food dispenser, then they'll just eat whenever the food's dispensed. But we give our cat wet food, so we have to be around to give the cat the food. And as a result of that, we control when she eats, but she doesn't like that control and will try and beg to us constantly.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, there you go. I mean, I'm not a cat owner, so I can't answer that one, but I can see why you're saying what you're saying. So you do not want to be Dr. Dolittle. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely not. No, I don't want to hear her thoughts because I know what they're going to be anyway. I'd rather just hear some meows.
Nice. And they do have their own Insta page, don't they?
They do. So if you did want to follow my cat, her name is @Shadow the Gatto on Instagram.
Follow Abid's pussy @Shallow the Gatto on Instagram. Right. Number 2. Would you rather not brush your teeth for a week or not shower for a week?
That's a really hard one for me. I mean, as a dentist, you know, I advise people that they should be brushing twice a day at least. And the other side of it is that I really take pride in my own personal hygiene. And so to not shower for a week is, I think for me, that's actually worse because I can't deal with the thought of I might smell or I'm dirty. But if I didn't brush my teeth for a week, then would getting a clean with a hygienist be cheating?
It is, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm still going to go for I would rather not brush my teeth for a week. I feel like my personal hygiene I can't do without a shower at least once a day.
So you'd rather not brush your teeth for a week?
Yeah, I know it's really bad coming from a dentist, but
imagine if someone goes to you, when did you last brush your teeth? Over a week ago. Why is that? Because someone on a dentist on a podcast said they'd rather not brush their teeth for a week and instead of not showering for a week. I don't know. That's the only thing I'd say.
I'd like to say that these views are my own and not endorsed by the NHS or any private practice.
Thanks for the clarification. And I don't endorse these views either. I think, yeah, it's tricky because I guess if you don't brush your teeth for a week, there are ways to sort of mask that. You could have chewing gum, you could have food itself. I mean, you know these things. I'm almost like explaining this as if you're not a dentist or something. You sort of know what to do if you don't brush your teeth, right?
It's true. You could just bite into an apple. That's a good way of removing, plaques off your teeth. Biting into carrots, drinking loads of water. And chewing gum's a really great way actually of keeping your mouth clean.
Man's just giving words of wisdom without even doing the words of wisdom feature. It's sensational. How do you do it? I'm just blessed. We are all blessed to have you and have these words. Just, you are educating the Full Circle Nation. You're educating me, and I think you're educating yourself somewhat as well.
I'm definitely educating myself. I mean, these are, the words of wisdom, I don't even think about them. They just come from within. I don't even know these words of wisdom. They just come out. I'm just full of them.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. I cannot contain my excitement when you say these words of wisdom, and I don't mean it that way, you dirty people. Would you rather, number 3, have unlimited battery on all your devices or free Wi-Fi wherever you go?
That's a really good one. I think by having unlimited battery, you never have to worry, literally about your battery running out. Having unlimited Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi wherever you go, that would be very useful. Things like Google Maps or messaging people on WhatsApp if you don't have signal. So I'm assuming that there's no signal. It's just Wi-Fi. Because if you've got unlimited internet, like an unlimited data plan, then having no Wi-Fi wouldn't really matter.
That's a good point. No, let's not everywhere you can get data, right? Some places data isn't as good as others. So I would say, free Wi-Fi wherever.
I'd probably say I would rather unlimited battery. I see the benefit in battery, especially when we travel. So I'll take screenshots of where we're traveling to and on Google Maps. And even if I don't have data, then it's not the end of the world. But if I was running out of battery, then I'd end up getting lost.
I agree. And I don't have to take power banks. I mean, the issue is, there are conspiracy theories. And I'm saying conspiracy theories, but I don't think they are conspiracy theories. I think Apple devices purposely reduce the battery, don't they? They reduce the battery length. So then you have to you can't replace the battery on Apple, can you? I don't know. I don't own an iPhone, but my understanding is that you have to basically buy a new phone when your battery's deteriorated, right?
Pretty much. I mean, as you know, I've been an iPhone user for a very long time now. And I saw it when I got my phone a couple of years ago, the iPhone 15, battery life was great. And then the iPhone 16 got released, and then it doesn't even last a day anymore. So it's definitely, there's something Apple are doing to nerf the battery when they release a new phone.
Yeah, and I think they've admitted it as well. And for balance, we're not the BBC, but just in case, for balance, I own an Android. So, so balance there. So people choose whatever phones they want, okay?
What? You need to know the balance.
Yeah, exactly. I think I agree with you about unlimited battery. Right, number 4, would you rather have £5 million right now, cash in, well, it doesn't have to be cash, but straight in the bank account. If you had it in cash, it'd seem a bit dodge. Or £45 million, but you have to wait for 10 years.
I think for me, this is quite an easy one. I think I would go for the £5 million now.
Whoa, okay.
And the reason for that is because I would start investing that money. When people ask you about, if I won the lottery, what would you do with it? I give quite a typically boring answer of, I would invest it, or I would pay off all my debts. And that's exactly what I would do, that £5 million. And I believe that in 10 years' time, I could make 45 million off that 5 million.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have to work out what the interest rates are. I mean, you're probably not going to get 45 million just on interest, but that's a good point. Like, you could buy property or, things of value now, which likely will increase in 10 years' time. And I guess even if it doesn't get you 45 million, you'll be close to it. So I guess you might as well take the money now, because you never know what's going to happen between now and 10 years' time. For instance, I don't, like something bad could happen, or anything can happen in 10 years' time. So I think actually you have actually made me change my mind. So I initially thought, 45 and 10 years, let's wait. But actually it's best to go for it now and then, work on it. So you again, just so wise, Abid.
Who needs economics school or an economics degree when you could just take my advice, right?
That's I probably, I'm just going to put a disclaimer saying that I don't think either of us claim that we're economic experts.
Absolutely not.
But Abid makes a fair point. He says these comments, and it definitely makes you think, doesn't it? As Matt Letizia says. Right, number 5. Would you rather drink sour milk or brush your teeth with soap?
Definitely brush my teeth with soap. I mean, even the smell of sour milk is just enough to make me, want to heave. So if that's too TMI, then I apologize. But yeah, sour milk for me is an absolute no-go zone. So to brush my teeth with soap, I'm assuming the hand wash soap or something like that, or fairy liquid. Yeah, or bar of soap. I'd rather brush my teeth with that than drink sour milk, I think.
Have you drunk sour milk before?
I've never drank it, but I've smelt it and instantly thrown it away.
Are we going to say instantly thrown up? That's tough, because I've never brushed my teeth with soap either. But that sound, it probably is better to brush your teeth with soap than drinking sour milk. Yeah, fair enough. Have you learned something about yourself with these would you rathers, or is it like, nah?
I think I've learned that I take more pride in my own personal hygiene than my own teeth. I guess that's just something that I've always believed in. Even before I was a dentist, I always thought, no, I need to smell good. And I guess I could always wear a mask if I got smelly breath.
That's very true. And I'm sure you've been on nights out, everyone has, and you've heard those people who, provide us just a hand wash when we're in the toilets. And they say a lot of things about your hygiene and what might not be able to happen without hygiene and things like that. So I can't remember exactly what they might say, but I'm sure you've probably heard all the stuff that they said. I'm sure you have. And the other thing that I learned about you is that you clearly think that your cat doesn't like you.
I don't. Sometimes she does. I think that's just a cat thing. I think they like you when they're hungry, and that's about it.
Typical.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus in my house, is we only see her when she's hungry. She'll show affection, but when she's had her food, then she kind of just goes away and goes to sleep.
Classic cat behavior, that is, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, amazing stuff. All right, Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly was the first song you chose. So how does that link to the next song that you've chosen?
So I had a little look into Foo Fighters and found out that they're from Seattle in America. And so I thought, hey, who's else is in Seattle? And I found that Macklemore was, and I thought, oh, okay. So I quite like Macklemore. I mean, I've listened to more of his earlier stuff than his later stuff, and one of his songs that really stands out to me was Can't Hold Us. So for me, my second song is going to be Macklemore, Can't Hold Us.
Sick, yeah, good song choice. I've seen them, I think, at Shepherd's Bush, and they're putting a really good show. I think there's a debate, though, about whether it's Macklemore or Macklemore.
Oh, interesting.
I thought he said it was Macklemore. I could be wrong. I thought he said it is Macklemore.
We'd have to look at the actual pronunciation of said word.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it says here. Hang on, let's see if this works.
Macklemore. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, never knew that. I learn something new every day.
Learn something new every day. If you want it a bit slower, just so people can hear it.
Macklemore.
Do you want to hear it in British?
Macklemore.
Oh, interesting. So it's actually if it's an American or a British accent, it changes.
Wow, I did not know that. And this is it slow.
Macklemore.
And there we go. So I did not know that actually, if you're British, you say it as Macklemore. If you're American, you say it as Macklemore. You know the word lieutenant?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that's a British term or an American term?
I'm going to go with British because surely there would have been a lieutenant in the army before America was founded.
So I always thought this. Lieutenant is the British term.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant's American.
Interesting.
Yeah, see? Learn something new every day.
Wow, that's very wise words, DC.
What was the wise word? Hang on. All I just said is lieutenant is the British phrase and lieutenant is the American word. Enlighten me. Enlighten me about the wisdom there, Abid.
I think it's wise to understand the differences between American English and British English.
True.
That is very wise.
Thank you. Thanks, Abid. I mean, look. Thanks for even suggesting that my words are wise, but it's not at the level of yours. You know, and it never can be. Okay, shall we give a few shout outs?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so these couple of people have already had some shout outs on a previous show. So, I mean, we got to give them shout outs because we know them. So 4 shout outs to give away on this show. 2 of them have had shout outs already. Okay. And 2 of them I don't believe have. So first shout out, Kian Mustafi. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Kian Mustafi.
Do you wanna, share some memories about Kian or give your views on that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Give your views on Kian.
My views on Kian. He's been a great mate over the last. We've known him for a very long time as well. He's one of our school friends, and very fond memories of him, and very fond memories of him now. You know, we see him regularly. He does eventually end up at Nando's when we tell him to. We give a time and he will be there. Not always at said time, but he will always be there for you.
Yeah. I think he's very loyal. And I think the other thing that I wanted to bring up, have you ever been in a class with him? Did you ever do any lessons with him at school?
I want to say that I was in his form group in year 9 and 10.
Fair enough. So I'd never actually been in any classes or in his form at all.
Really?
But yeah, that's why I was just curious to know if you had.
I think I was with him in RE in year 9 as well. I'm really sorry, Kian, if I've forgotten if you've been in any of my other classes. But clearly Mr. Weir in year 10 was a key memory for me with you there.
Amazing. So shout out to Kim Mustafi. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to Real Mystery. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Real Mystery. The only one and only Real Mystery. He's also been a long-term friend of ours.
What a don. He is a don. He got a shout out on a previous show. So if his love of motorbikes, you know, he's the heart and soul of the group. Always puts a smile on our faces, and he's a pleasure. You know, a pleasure to have been a friend of his over the years.
Big respect to him as well for getting into plastic surgery.
Yeah,
that's a huge feat. And I will give one thing to Mr. Mystery. Is that he attended 2 of my wedding events when the other boys unfortunately weren't able to come. Rhea Mystery was there. So I do appreciate that from him.
Yeah, again, another very loyal person, and you know that stuff matters to us in friendships. I think there's some people, and I always say this, and this is so true. I think you got to be friends with people that actually are there for you, you know, when you need them. And I think that's the thing in our friendship group. We're always there for each other when we need to. And I think any of my friends and vice versa, I would be there for them, and vice versa. Let's give a shout out. These are 2 new shout outs then. So let's give a shout out to Robert Keys. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Robert Keys, our American friend.
Yeah, he's now in Hawaii, I believe, unless he's moved since.
Wow, Hawaii, amazing. What's he doing out there? Do you know?
He works, I think, something media related, I believe. I'm sure he's into like the photography and all that sort of stuff, isn't he?
I remember after school, he was getting really into videography and photography, advertising, that kind of thing. So media makes sense. So yeah, big respect to him.
Yeah. I think the last time we've seen him might have been for Phil and Kirsten's wedding. Do you remember? Yeah, that was a couple of years ago now.
I think that would have been my last time of seeing him. Yeah.
I think we've both.
Yeah.
I don't think neither of us have seen him since then. Yeah. And great guy. Again, life and soul, just up for anything.
Very loyal.
Yeah. Although he's in America.
It's always good to have an American connection.
True. But what I'm saying is, if like, you know, I need like an issue, Rob, come support us. No, I'm in America, mate. You know.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. I see your point.
He's also been on. I think. Yeah. I've had him on the show, on the phone on Would You Rather sometimes, and he this is pre-podcast, and he's always said that. So he's half American, half British, and he's always been told that when he's in America, he doesn't sound American, but when he's in Britain, he doesn't sound British, which is actually quite sad when you think about it. But to me, I don't know, to us, I think you agree, he does sound American. What do you think?
I've only thought of him as having an American accent.
Yeah.
So for him to not sound American in America is quite strange.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. Okay, final shout outs to the one and only Sam Brzezicki. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Me and Sam Brzezicki, we actually share the same birthday. It's a big birthday shout out from a couple of weeks ago, Sam.
Yeah, it was actually it's Abid's birthday recently, and obviously sharing the same day as Sam. But you didn't do anything together, did you? I assume.
Not really, no. I think we just acknowledged each other in the corridor in school, or if we had a class together, we'd say happy birthday. Or we'd wish each other on Facebook happy birthday.
I meant your last birthday. You didn't do anything with him on your last birthday.
No, I haven't seen Sam since school, I believe.
Yeah.
It'll be great to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, like if you hear the shout out and you've heard from Abid, and he's free to catch up, and I don't, Sam, I'm sorry, it's been years since we've spoken. Are you still in Coventry? If so, hit Abid up. If you're not in Coventry and near London, hit me up, and we can definitely meet up. Right, next song. So Macklemore or Macklemore, depending on which part of the world you're from, Can't Hold Us. How does that link to the next song?
So I'm going to say Macklemore, as I'm British. Macklemore did a song sampling Red Hot Chili Peppers' Other Side. I believe it was to do with addiction with heroin. And as we know, the original guitarist for Red Hot Chili Peppers suffered with heroin and unfortunately took his life. And so Other Side was written for him. And so Macklemore sampled the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Other Side. So my third song today is Red Hot Chili Peppers' Other Side. Nice.
Really good song. And yeah, very impactful, very serious messages there, but also really, really good song. And yeah, taken from a really good album, Californication. What an album Californication is.
I think that's definitely one of their standout albums for me. I think growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, so listening to Californication, great album.
Right. Time for a quiz. So you're into your cars, aren't you? What sort of cars are you into? Like what floats your boat in terms of cars?
I'm definitely into sporty cars. BMW is probably my favorite brand of car. So I own a BMW.
Do you think BMW drivers get an unfair shtick about certain things?
I think we're misunderstood. But no, I do see where people get that opinion from. I think a big one is not indicating, tailgating. So they're not the best of qualities in the world, I admit. But do you know what it is? It's just the car. It just makes you drive like that.
Fair. Okay. It's not to do with the person. It's to do with the car, right?
It's definitely the car. If I drive my mum's car, per se, then I wouldn't drive like that. But it's just the car.
Fair enough. Okay. But Disclaimer, Abid drives legally, drives safe, but also drives like one of those annoying BMW drivers.
I will use my indicators and I stick to the speed limit. I would like to say.
So would you say that a BMW matches your personality then?
In some ways, I'd like to think that I'm quite edgy sometimes, or cool. I feel like I'm a cool person. And yeah, that's just, for me, a BMW is like, it's a cool car. It's got a sporty edge to it. I'm not a sporty person, but I do go to the gym if that counts.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we can count it. Okay, let's do this quiz, right? So you got to choose some desserts, right? And then this person, Elliot Leonard from BuzzFeed, is going to tell you the type of car that matches your personality. What if they choose, what sort of cars would you be really upset about them choosing? You know, and obviously that's no disrespect to anyone that owns these cars. It's all a personal thing. But personally, what sort of cars maybe are you hoping they're not going to choose for you?
I mean, as a car enthusiast, I appreciate most types of cars, but there are some certain cars which I just don't like at all. And I apologize, but Nissan Juke for me is probably one of the worst cars that I can see on the road.
I really hope they choose this car. I really hope so. Okay, let's go. Play at home at fun, BuzzFeed, and the quiz, you can just search for it and I'll probably put a link up as well. Choose dessert after dessert and I'll reveal the type of car that matches your personality. Okay, so it's a picture one, but I'll name the cakes and name the desserts so everyone should have a vivid image of them. So you've got to choose either a caramel cake, a vanilla cake, chocolate cake, Oreo cake, ice cream cake, or cherry vanilla. What cake takes your fancy there?
Ooh, they all look pretty good. I'm definitely a dessert person. I've got quite a sweet tooth, especially when it comes to cakes. But looking at these pictures, I think the Oreo cake takes my fancy.
Okay, next one, ice cream. So here's some choices. Oreo ice cream, charcoal ice cream. I've never heard of charcoal ice cream, but it doesn't look like charcoal. It just looks very blue, doesn't it?
It's just blue, yeah.
But charcoal. Chocolate ice cream, pistachio ice cream, vanilla ice cream, or caramel ice cream?
I think I'm going to go for pistachio ice cream. When I was living in Spain, there was a ice cream shop which had the most amazing pistachio ice cream. So if I was going to pick a flavor, it would be pistachio.
Cool. Okay, let's go for that one. Next one is a cookie. So what's your favorite cookie out of these ones? So we got the classic chocolate chip s'mores cookie. Do you know what that is? I don't know.
I've never had a s'mores cookie, but I think it's got like a marshmallow inside of it.
Okay. Oreos, peanut butter and chocolate cookie, sprinkle cookie, or a heart cookie, which a sprinkle cookie, I should just say, a sprinkle cookie looks like just a standard cookie with like those sprinkles that you get. And then the heart, not so obvious now I've said it like that. Heart cookie looks like a biscuit, but like the top bit has a bit of icing and some sprinkles on it, doesn't it? But it looks like a heart.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go for good old chocolate chip.
Nice. That's pretty standard. I think that's fair enough. Okay, now it's time for donut. My goodness, it's really making me want all these desserts.
Yeah, I'm feeling a donut now, I'm not going to lie.
Oreo donut, Boston cream donut, which I must admit, I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's got like a vanilla filling inside of it.
Glazed donut, which is just like a normal donut, essentially. Chocolate donut, jelly donut, or a strawberry glazed donut like the one Homer has in The Simpsons.
I mean, these donuts look like, you know, like the Krispy Kreme style of donuts, just so people have got a picture representations. But those jelly ones, I don't know if you remember in the supermarkets, they used to sell the jelly donuts in a bag. I've got a bit of a soft spot for those, so I'm going to go for a jelly donut.
Nice. I remember when they used to do all those flavors. They used to have like chocolate and other flavors of them inside, but they got rid of so many of them. And I think the one they normally have now is just strawberry, don't
just
they?
Strawberry or maybe a custard filling or something. And they used to be like £5 for £1 back in the day.
Yeah, wowzers. Well, really showing our age there, aren't we? Right. Pie. Blueberry pie, cherry pie, pumpkin pie, apple pie, pecan pie, or French silk pie.
Well, I don't know what a French silk pie is. I can't even make it out from the picture what that is. I've never tried a pumpkin pie or a cherry pie, but I do like an apple pie, so I'm going to go with that.
Nice. Okay, let's put that and then pick a popsicle. So they've got a rocket popsicle, which like is, it's just like red at the top, right in the middle, blue at the bottom. A mango popsicle, watermelon popsicle, kiwi, a lime one, or a chocolate one?
I think chocolate.
Yeah, fair. Finally, candy, as they like to call it in America. sweets, I guess. Is that what we
Yeah,
call it?
sweets.
Chocolates, gummy worms, peanut butter cups, lollipop, Starburst, or all of them. What?
I don't think you should say all of them. That's cheating, I think. Definitely chocolate. Out of that list, definitely chocolate.
Fair. Have you got a specific type of chocolate that you like?
At the moment, there's one with dairy milk with praline inside of it. It's really nice. Not advertising it, but I picked it up in a supermarket the other day and it's probably my favorite chocolate right now.
Oh, wow. There you go. There we go. I'll have to try. I've never tried it before. Okay, here we go.
I'm nervous.
The good news is it's not a Nissan.
Okay.
The bad news, it's not a BMW.
Oh, okay.
You're classy and kind. You can turn anyone's frown upside down. What car does that make you, do you think?
Classy and kind, and I can turn a frown upside down. So I feel it's going to be something quite calm, quite soothing. So maybe like a comfy kind of car. It's not really in anyone's way. So probably, I think it might be a Citroen.
A Honda.
Ooh. Honda. You know what? I'm actually okay with that. I quite like a Japanese car, other than the Nissan Juke. Honda, I quite like Honda. I respect the brand.
There you go. So will you take that?
I'll take that.
Nice. Well, let us know what car you guys are and if you will take that or not. Right. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Other Side. How does that link to the next song?
So, as some people may know, Red Hot Chili Peppers came to Coventry at the now called CBS Arena. Another massive artist came to Coventry and sang the song Umbrella. Obviously talking about Rihanna. Rihanna came to Coventry. Impossible became possible. So my full song is Rihanna with Umbrella.
Nice. I think it was number one for weeks in the UK when we were younger.
Yeah, it was on the radio. Every time we got dropped off to school, it was on the radio constantly.
I can't remember which way around, and I'm sure someone will remember, but wasn't that released during the time when it was like the biggest droughts that ever happened in the UK? Or was it the other way around where it was the biggest downfalls? I can't remember which way around it was.
I think it was in the summer, so I think it must have been when there was droughts. Was it 2004 or 2005?
I think, in the UK, they had serious floods.
Right.
In the same time that Rihanna had an umbrella.
So it's quite a topical song. And it was 2007. Okay, not as early as I thought.
No, exactly. Okay, so check that song out. Rihanna, Umbrella. Okay. Even though you're here, I'm going to put the music on. It is time for Abid's Words of Wisdom. Wow, I cannot believe that I have got Abid here next to me, and he is about to share his words of wisdom. Now, for those of you that have been listening from the start, he said this is the best words of wisdom he has ever done. Wow. I mean, that is massive. That is absolutely massive. I really hope this is not hyperbole. I really hope this is legit. How are you feeling prior to giving these words, Abid?
For me, it affects me personally as well. So this is as wise as I can get.
Okay, I am going to look you in the eye and because I'm just so excited. And when I say, here are your words of wisdom, you present your words of wisdom. So everyone, here is Abid's words of wisdom.
Never give out your bank details over the phone to an unknown caller.
Wow. Please repeat that one more time, please.
Never give out your bank details over the phone to an unknown caller.
Wow. Abid, those words are truly magnificent. You are right. Do not be a victim of telephone fraud. Do not do
that. I'm even shedding a tear in my eye.
I've always said this. This is why I do not record this show via video, because the tears that would be coming out right now, it would wet the camera. And Abid is crying in the background. That is not laughter that you hear. That is tears of sadness, because he's thinking about all the unfortunate people that give away their details to people that they really shouldn't. And it's really wise to just remember that if someone's calling you and the first thing they say is, can I have your bank details? You must either hang up or say no. I probably would just hang up, if I'm being honest, and then call the police. That's probably what I would do. What do you think, Abid?
I definitely agree with you on that, DC. It's a very, very sad and tragic thing that some people go through, being frauded by scammers like that. And the unfortunate people get caught out because they just don't know.
And that's it, isn't it? Like, it's just so sad. It's so sad. But I also think, actually, it's really important to say it, to make people aware. Do not give out your details on the phone, because you don't want to fall afoul to telephone fraud. So Abid, yes, that's up there. That's up there as one of your best. I mean, outstanding words of wisdom. And thank you so much for sharing that and for making people feel safer, feel wiser. You know, that knowledge is really helpful for everyone. And I don't know, I mean, like, do you want to give some extra words in addition, or was that enough words of wisdom for the Full Circle Nation, do you think?
I think that's enough words for the Full Circle Nation. Don't make the same mistakes that one has made already.
It's one. I don't want to make any assumptions here. Are you referring to one as yourself, or
one wouldn't be so wise without having made mistakes in the past?
Are you implying that you have
Yes, I've been a victim of telephone fraud.
Oh, it's not funny. It's not funny. But do you want to share this for the Full Circle Nation?
Absolutely. I mean, it must have been 2 or 3 years ago, and I noticed on my banking app that payment went out of my account, and I didn't recognize it. And then another payment went out. I think one payment was from John Lewis, one payment was from Uber Eats, and then I got a phone call from a mobile number. I picked it up, and they said, "Hi, I'm from," I can't remember his name, from NatWest Bank or whatever bank I was using at the time. And they asked me if I'd made these transactions, and I said no. And as I was talking to this person, more transactions were coming out of my account. And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I thought I must have said something to that person, even something as simple as saying no. Maybe they used my voice and triggered the transactions to go ahead. And, I was quite, a few £100 short, as a result of this telephone fraud. So yeah, never give out your personal details to anyone over the phone, because you never know who might use it against you.
Did you manage to get your money back?
Yeah, so I rang the number on the back of my credit card, and that went through to the proper call center for the bank, and they acknowledged that there was fraud, and they also confirmed that no one from their team had called me beforehand, and so they managed to block my account, and I got reimbursed the money about a week later.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Sharing firsthand. This is why his words are so wise, because he has lived through this, lived experiences. And that is so important in this case. Don't have the same thing happen to you as it did to poor Abid here.
I appreciate that, DC.
No problem. That reminds me of, it's probably not a show that would be allowed on the air anymore, but Face Jacker.
Brilliant show.
Yeah, but unfortunately a little bit outdated with their costume designs. And there was one feature where this person was trying to basically nab your bank details, and he basically acted as if like it was like a hypnotherapy session. And then when now you're going to say the number out loud, your PIN number out loud, and then the person was like, okay, and then said, say it out loud, and then he said it out loud. The person said the PIN number out loud, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting show. It made you see that, wow, people do fall victim to this kind of thing.
Okay, how do we link from Rihanna Umbrella to the last song of the Full Circle?
So to link Rihanna to my next song goes through Rihanna's partner, A$AP Rocky. He released a song in the past, and there was mention that Rihanna was trippy like Nirvana. And so my next song is going to be Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's an absolute classic. And we can all see how that links to the first song
Yep, yep. I think we can. Let's let them have a think about it. So yeah. So the fifth song is Nirvana, "Smells Like Teen Spirit," the last song on the Full Circle. Absolute tunes, you say. So check that out. Check that one out. For those that may not know the link between the two, Abid, how does Nirvana, "Smells Like Teen Spirit" link to the first song, which I believe was Foo Fighters, "Learn to Fly"?
When Nirvana was about, the drummer for the band was Dave Grohl. After Kurt Cobain's death, Dave Grohl then founded the band Foo Fighters.
Hence completing the full circle. Well done, Abid. Amazing. Thanks so much. And 5 really good songs. A really good song choice there. Really good playlist. So I made that one, and well, I would have made it by now, and you guys can check it out. Abid, thank you so much for coming and imparting your words of wisdom and just being a great sport with all the quizzes and the would you rathers, and thanks so much for coming down. Have you got any final parting words to the Full Circle Nation before you carry on your words of wisdom, to everyone else who isn't part of the Full Circle Nation?
I'd like to say thank you for having me here, DC. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really enjoyed myself, and hopefully you can make a feature again at some point in the future. And my parting words of wisdom would be, if you're not subscribed to the Full Circle podcast, please do it now.
Excellent stuff, Abid. Very good. And yes, you can follow me on my Instagram page, Full Circle Podcast DC, if you're not already. And yeah, just follow on Spotify, rate the show. If you're going to rate it, ideally, 5. But if you don't think it's a 5, then maybe don't rate it. No, I'm joking. Rate it, whatever. And yeah, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, just follow it. And I do say when the show's available, but actually, if you follow it, then you may see that a show's available before I've even said it on social media. So yeah, so it's an absolute honor to have had Abid Mushtaq on the show, giving his words of wisdom. And I can assure everyone and reassure you that your words of wisdom will still be happening in future episodes. But to have you on live, that's about as good as you can get. And it's just an absolute honor to have you on. And thank you so much for sharing so much and just being an inspiration for everyone. Absolutely incredible to have you on the show. Any are you up to much, or any decorations or anything like that, or not?
I'm proud to say that those days of painting houses are now over. So I'm now a free man.
Nice. Inside jokes that only a core group of friends can get. But hey, that's why we do this show, eh? All right. Thank you so much, Abid, for coming on the show. Just remember this: stay safe. Don't eat beef.